Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of the only live Monday through Friday lacrosse talk show on the planet. I am your host, Michael Karvelis, and this is Daily Dive. It is Friday, April 10th, 2026, and this show begins now. We are live streaming via the airwaves of North American Talk Radio on YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in, liking the video, commenting, and subscribing. However you participate to this show, we appreciate you so much. That's actually not true. I started like a minute late, so shame on you, sir. And Captain dropped the eyeballs at 1 o'clock. So, on today's awesome episode, we're going to first get you a pre-recorded message from Gamble Guy. I'm not sure where he's at. Actually, I do know where he's at. But he talks to us from another planet, possibly the moon or the Masters, I don't know. But he will give us his best bets to start off the show. Then we will get to Pat Gregoire, who is in Ottawa as we speak. I believe in a hotel right now. But he will talk to us about the Rock and the Black Bears. And, of course, his best bets this weekend. And stay tuned for our pick'em and best bets in the end of today's show. Before we get started, this show is presented by the merchandise that the NLL has to offer for NLL fans anyways, or for U.S. fans at netalkradio.us/NLL. We know that the playoffs are on the horizon. You got Buffalo, Colorado, Georgia's in there right now. I believe it's all the U.S. teams. I'm making sure before I move on here. So Buffalo, Colorado, and Georgia. We might get Vegas or Rochester, maybe San Diego, but check it out. U.S. merchandise is there. It's unfortunate it only is in the United States, but hey, that's the card that we've been dealt. So, when we come back, well, actually, we're going to do this now. We're going to show the Gamble Guy video now, and then when we come back on the other side, we'll talk to Pat Gregoire. So I hope you guys enjoy. This thing cracked me up pretty good. We'll be right back, folks.
Little Mikey Karvelis, all grown up. By the time this airs, I'll be on a table getting my structural integration, aka deep tissue. It's going to hurt. Hey, we're excited. It's April. It's sunny out. I'm the Gamble Guy. You know, the Iran war rages on, but who's got time for that? It's Masters weekend, and we have gambling. Did you know there's a gambling epidemic? It's a 400% increase in financial stress throughout the world. With that in mind, let me make some picks. Okay. We have a lot of games, and I did no homework. It's been a very busy week, but I'm on a hot streak, a little bit of a heater, babe. All right, Mikey, you can carve these up while I'm not watching, and I'm getting my deep tissue massage. I'm on Cool Bet. These are the Cool Bet lines. Toronto Rock, Ottawa Black Bears. Come on, the Rock are going to pull this out. The Rock are in 6th place. I mean, it's do or die. Ottawa's in 7th. It's going to be a tough one. I wonder. I'm going to work through these here. I feel like they've played. Yes, the Rock beat them 17-10 earlier in the year. Come on. No brainer, babe. I'm taking the Rock minus 141. Halifax, Vancouver. Do we even need to talk about this? I don't think I'm under the radar there. Minus 196. I don't think Michael allows that. So I'm going to lay the 1.5. I'm going to go Vancouver minus 1.5. I don't think Halifax can stay with the Warriors there. Rochester, Buffalo Bandits. This definitely doesn't qualify for Daily Dive. Minus 250 on the Buffalo. So that's a tough one. I want to see something real quick because I'm pretty sure they've played. Yeah, 12-9 Buffalo lost to the Nighthawks in January. Buffalo obviously playing way better. So that was a 21 combined. This line is 24.5. Oy vey. I'm going to take Buffalo Rochester under 24.5. Boom. Book it. Oshawa Calgary. Oh boy. The battle of who could care less. That's an ugly one. Oshawa Calgary, two of the worst teams in the league. Oshawa is on a 1-game win streak. Calgary on a 3-game losing streak. Tough one there. Oshawa did just beat them 10-9. This is a back-to-back. I mean, a week removed. It was very close, very low scoring. I'm taking the under 22.5 in Oshawa, Calgary. And then we have Philadelphia, Las Vegas. The Wings on the move probably out of Philadelphia. Las Vegas coming in. I mean, they need a win here. They're in the last playoff spot. They're on a 1-game loser. I'm going to take Las Vegas in this all day long. I'm going to go money line minus 167. The Mammoth and the Rush. This could be a preview of the title matchup. Man, tough one to pick. My Mammoth or go with the Rush. I'm going to look here real quick. I feel like they've played before. Wrong. I'm wrong. They have not played before. Both at 11-5. Mammoth on a 2-game heater. Rush on a 2-game loser. They're back home. They did lose their first home game recently. I'm going to go Rush money line minus 159. And then lastly, but surely not leastly, we've got the San Diego Seals at the Georgia Swarm. Whoa, Nelly. I don't think the Seals have a chance here. They're on a 5-game loser. Georgia 2-game winner. They're 10-5. They're starting to show that they're the cream of the crop. I like them all day long. Georgia money line minus 159. Hope you kept track of all that. Toronto money line. Vancouver minus 1.5. Buffalo and Rochester under 24.5. Buffalo, Rochester under 24.5. I was starting to forget my own bets there. Oshawa, Calgary, under 22.5. Vegas straight up. Rush straight up. Swarm straight up. Bing, bang, boom. Hopefully I didn't get them wrong the second time around. Oh, all right. I'm on a heater. I've overcome you, Mike, in the standings and the record, and I'm trying to catch old Greggy. So there we go. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed Daily Dive. Sorry I couldn't be on today. Got some appointments to attend. Peace.
You're listening to North American Talk Radio, the all-new talk radio station featuring sports, movies, politics, mental health, and more. Check us out at natalkradio.com and subscribe today. Buy event tickets straight from our website to help the cause and get tickets to your favorite events for less. That's natalkradio.com. Thanks for listening. You're listening to North American Talk Radio, the all-new talk radio station featuring sports, movies, politics, mental health, and more. Check us out at natalkradio.com and subscribe today. Buy event tickets straight from our website to help the cause and get tickets to your favorite events for less. That's natalkradio.com. Thanks for listening.
there's an Iran war and the Masters going on, according to Gamble Guy. All right. We appreciate him for doing that for us. This is Dilly Dive. It is once again April 10th here on Friday. So we appreciate you guys for tuning in. Stay tuned for our Pick'em and Best Bets. Before we get to that, someone's here in a hotel near-ish Ottawa or in Ottawa. Let's bring in a man who's finally back in the broadcast booth. Well, second week in a row. It felt like forever he was gone, so I'm still stuck in the trenches. But now let's bring in Pat Gregoire. How are you, sir?
Doing good, Mike. Yes, actually in downtown Ottawa. TSN puts us up at the beautiful downtown Weston. But the unfortunate thing for that, we're with traffic, probably an hour away from Canada, from Canadian Tire Center. This morning, our drive was a quick 20 minutes, though. So I not letting people off the hook for not showing up to that arena to support their Black Bears. But yes, getting from downtown to Canada during rush hour on a Friday is not the easiest thing. But that doesn't mean that you folks in Ottawa are downtown. You just saw the Senators win a big game last night in the NHL. Keep those positive vibes going. Hop in your car, drive to Canada, and support this Black Bears team in a huge, huge, huge game against their provincial rival in Toronto.
If they win this game, they might not have to worry about Halifax.
They might not have to. You're right. I mean, though, talking to the teams this week, they want to take care of business first. They're not worrying about Halifax. They're not worrying about if they get in the playoffs. It is the task at hand. That's what they care about the most.
He can't place bets on games. So no, the answer is no.
That is correct. I do not place any wagers on National Lacrosse League. Not allowed. Can't do it.
We've learned this year. We've learned this year he might want to, even though he can't.
I wish I could. I'd be pretty profitable. Patty profits. Let's go.
43, 28, and 3. Not too shabby. I added a tie to mine, a push. I don't like that at all. But we appreciate you coming on, Pat. Real quick, why do they call it what is Canada? Is it like a different thing than Canada? Like, what is that?
Canada is just it's the town where the arena is.
They got cute with the pronunciation.
It does. It actually does come from the original origins of Canada. The indigenous people was Canada, and then I guess the Anglophone speaking, the people that came over when they heard Canada, they thought, oh, Canada.
Silly whites. I mean, Anglophones. Yeah, I was going to say silly whites, but I like Anglophones better.
Yeah, that's the kind way of saying it, Mike.
Gosh. All right, so you're in Ottawa. Let's jump to that game first. So, I mean, both these teams are starving. It does help that the Rock just bounced back from their Wings loss with a piss poor. I like the thing lights up when it's off and all. It's kind of cool. But no, I never noticed that before. So Halifax, blah. Toronto, like I said, did bounce back, but like I said, 7-5 is not great. So in this game, you're on only a points total. It was a goals total. First of all, tell us about the vibes heading up into this game for both teams, and then tell us what your bet is from this Toronto-Ottawa game.
Listen, vibes are incredibly high for both teams. I would say the vibes are high, but there's a lot of focus, and there is a lot of realizing that there is a lot at hand. Yes, Toronto punched their ticket into the playoffs,
right?
But they recognize that they have an opportunity here that they can pick up maybe 2 wins to end the season and put themselves in a much better spot in the standings, maybe get a home floor advantage. And they really don't want to have to face one of those top 4 teams. They want to be one of those top 4 teams. So a win here would do a lot for this group going forward. On the flip side, Ottawa, listen, are they upset that they've lost 3 straight, that they've been stuck at 8 wins? There's no doubt about that. But for the first time in a maybe ever for this organization, they have fate in their own hands. They control their own fate.
That's what Dan McCray said. Yep.
Yeah, in years past, it's been, oh, we're chasing it, and they fall short. If they win 2 games to end their year, they're in for sure. Maybe they're a 7th.
Ooh.
If they win 1, especially this game here, there's a pretty darn good chance that they're going to be fine. If they go 0-2, they're done. They're toast. So fate is fully in their hands. So yes, you're right. A lot at stake, but I'm looking, my one stake in this bet is CJ Kirst over 4 points. You mentioned, Mike, it was a goal prop before, and CJ Kirst props have been very, very kind to us on this program. He's averaging just over 4 points per game in his rookie year. So you think, okay, could be a little bit of a sweat, but I think this is a game where they're going to need more touches out of him. They're going to need more. And I guess we'll say it because it is going to come down the line here. Mark Matthews will be out of the lineup for this game. Nothing to be too concerned for Rock fans in the long term. Maybe more of just a short term, dealing with some bumps and bruises, making sure he's ready to go for the playoffs. So they're going to be running with 6 forwards, 3 lefties, 3 righties, meaning that's going to be a lot of extra touches and extra time for Kirst. You could argue, oh, no Matthews, that could be a problem because now we're not going to see Mark Matthews setting up CJ Kirst, where I see it more as an opportunity for the ball being in his stick more. I mentioned the 2 goals, that line as well. There's some other unnamed sports book that have him listed at 1.5. Just going to let you guys know that. But if you are with CoolBet, it's at 2, and I would still advise taking the over because in their first meeting against Ottawa, he had 2 goals, 4 assists for 6 points. He's also averaging over 2 goals a game when Mark Matthews is in lineup, when he's playing that role. He's going to be playing an even bigger role. So I expect him to crest both of the over the points and the over the goals. I think we're looking at more of a 3-goal, 3 assist, a 4-goal, 2 assists. Heck, maybe it's a 5-goal and 2 assists or a 4 and 4. Like, I think it's a high point total for CJ Kirst. And I would look at Owen Hilt's numbers as well, too. You don't really want to stack the 2. I know some people like stacking when it comes to points. I wouldn't maybe bet both their goals, but if you're going to bet over points, maybe you think about betting on Hiltz's points. Or if you're going to bet Hiltz's goals, well, maybe you might as well take Kirst points because there's a good chance those 2 are going to be in that 2-man game quite a bit.
So, that's a lot to take in there. I do appreciate the Mark Matthews thing because you're right, it's going to come down the wire anyways. So with CJ Kirst, when these 2 teams played in Toronto, it was 17-10. He did not get that second goal until like late, like had a late power play goal. Does that, with Mark Matthews being absent, I love the actual points of it because I feel like 1 goal and 4 or 5 assists can actually help us here. Do you see him becoming more of a distributor because Mark Matthews is out? Do you think he takes that role, or do you think it even matters?
I think he has to.
Somewhat. Yeah, right.
Okay. I think he has to, and that's why I pivoted because there is a likelihood that maybe he shoots the ball a little bit less, and maybe it's him setting up Owen Hiltz for the little flip pass, or he's swinging it across over to the righties with Chris Boucher or Challen Rogers or Dalek, whoever it may be. So you are right. I do see him having to play the dual role of shooting the ball, but also being a facilitator. That's why I like the points more. But with that being said, you're also not going to tell CJ Kirst not to shoot the ball. So I think it's just going to be more of a heavy load for him and Hiltz tonight.
So question for you. I know that Gamble guy, I gave him the Rock money line Ottawa at minus 125 on BetMGM. I believe, let's see, on CoolBet, it is at a minus 141 for the record. Do you like the Rock to win this game? I know, like, you're on the broadcast, so it's not going to help us here, but do you like the Rock to win? This one seems closer in my head than it should be in my head.
I agree. I think it is. Sorry, go ahead. Why you
You're good.
explain why you think so?
So, Black Bears at home this year, the numbers don't necessarily back it up, but there have been games I'm looking at now. Like they played Georgia, lost 12-7 at home. So a low scoring 19 goals game. They played Vancouver 12-8. They played Saskatchewan 11-8. And it's like a game like this. I don't want to say it feels like Seals Rock, but it feels like two hungry teams that are going to be locked on defense. I think that favors the Rock, and I also think the CJ Kurse thing, it feels like we're either getting a 4 or a 5 points from him. And so I'm scared of the push there. But tell me your thoughts on just like Ottawa's defense at home in those kind of games.
Well, I think their defense has to be improved because to be quite honest, they have no choice because they're going to be going up against a very potent offense. And you are right, they have been lower scoring games, but I don't think that's by design. I think the offense for Ottawa has just struggled, and not necessarily Jeff Teat and Rob Hellier. They've been carrying the load. It's been the secondary scoring, and maybe give you a little bit of a peek into what we're going to be talking about a lot here tonight is the secondary scoring. Just to go over some numbers. In the first half, Riley O'Connor, first half of the season, averaged a goal, 1.2 goals per game. Average of 4.6 points per game.
Oh, I see that. Wow.
In the second half, that point percentage goes down to 2.9%. Connor Kiernan in the first half of the season, average 1.3 goals per game. In the second half so far, 0.89. So there is a serious drop-off when it comes to their secondary scoring.
Did y'all listen to Troy on the show? Because I feel like Troy was one of the things he called out. Like, wait a minute. And it was a good point by him. Like, seems like just a super fan, but he was right according to those numbers.
Big time.
Wow.
He is totally on point there. And if you look at Sundown as well, 1.1 goals per game in the first half of the season, 2.3 points per game. The second half averaging just a goal per game. So not too much of a drop off there, but the points drop off big time, 1.8 points per game. So secondary scoring has to be there. It sounds like there will be some lineup changes for Ottawa. We might see a young Liam Aston come into the lineup. So I think Phil Caputo is another guy that I think they need to lean on heavily. Yes. They traded for him. They bring him in. Listen, he's not going to just fit in right away. It's going to take time with spacing, with plays, kind of recognizing things. I'm not saying he's going to pull a Joe Resetarits this week and pop off like we saw with Joe Rez, but wouldn't be surprised if Caputo looks a little more comfortable here tonight.
I think on my I had a topic recently with Ottawa when I said I wanted Phil Caputo to do more. I feel like that because, for my GM topic, I was saying if Caputo goes off in the last 2 games, that might help Dan McRae's GM of the Year conversation because now you've got the Hellier fitting so well and Caputo at the trade deadline. It kind of helps out Dan McRae there if there is a finalist spot for him. Interesting.
And just an FYI, we didn't break news. It looks like just before we went to air here, the news about Mark Matthews placed on the IR. So Matthews on the IR, Jake Darlison on the practice roster. So
injured reserve, is that different than just do they always see that when they're out one game, right? It's always the IR?
At least one game. It has to be at least one game. So,
that's true.
It could be more. My guess is that if I had to guess, Mike, it's probably we don't see Mark Matthews for the rest of the regular season, and he'll be ready to go for round 1.
I'm interested in how CJ Kurse looks because if he does well this week with our points, I know what we're doing next week. All right, let's move on to the Vancouver game. Oh, real quick, who's calling the game? Is it Matt Cullen and Ashley again, or
nailed it? Yep.
I felt bad for asking the vibes question without Ashley, but it will be fine. All right. So Halifax, Vancouver, you were on a total and a goal prop in this game. I want to mention that Gamble guy is on the Warriors. I gave him the money line. I texted him to make sure. I'll see what he says. But he was kind of like scared of the cool bet. Obviously, like, was it minus 196? I know there is a minus 150 on another book, which happens to be the other book about CJ Kurz. Whatever. Absolutely bonkers. For me, I like the Warriors money line and a total in this game. How are you feeling, sir?
Listen, I think we talked ad nauseum this week about just how shocked a lot of people were with the way that Vancouver played. And I think this kind of goes into twofold for the. Do you want me to hit the player prop first or the total first?
Let's do player prop because I don't have much pushback for that one.
Perfect. Okay, so it is Dixon over 2.5 goals. He averages 3.3 goals per game against Halifax in his regular season. The one playoff game that he played last year against the T-Birds also tucked in 3 goals. So he's averaging a hat trick pretty much essentially for every single game, if not more. He's actually averaging 6.67 points per game against Halifax in his career. And the big one for me, and it kind of plays into my next play, which I can make an argument for as well, but I'll tie in. Vancouver looked so bad last week, especially offensively. They looked awful. They had no answers. Buffalo forced them into a bunch of bad shots. When they tried to play structured, it didn't work. When they tried to be more free and be more creative, that also didn't work as well. So what I think, and Curtis Dixon did not look good. He looked borderline invisible. He is a Hall of Famer. He's one of the greatest goal scorers this game has seen, one of the most electrifying players we've ever seen. He is not going to have 2 bad games in a row. Not only is he not going to have 2 bad games in a row, a bad game is only going to convert him into having a monstrous game. The history's there. The bounce back factor is there. And I know all week long, these guys have been stewing on such a poor performance on offense. These guys are going to be humming. They're going to be ready to roll. And that's why I think it's going to come from the stick of Ball, but it's also going to come the stick from Dixon as well.
So before you get to your total there, the only thing I wanted to add to that to emphasize your point is, hey, great player has bad game. Great player's pissed. Like it's funny because like people might, I'm not saying right now, but people might tell me earlier in the week, oh, well, you call out Curtis Dixon. Believe me, Curtis Dixon does not need to hear it from Michael or Pat. He knows dang well he's going to bounce back, and he's pissed off more at himself, I'm sure. This is crazy. Absolutely unbelievable. So you went over 2.5, and this is crazy.
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild. Hey,
go ahead.
I was just going to say, listen, of course, stay cool, bet responsibly, coolbet.com, promo code OTCB, double your first deposit. All that fun stuff. But I'm also not going to be silly here and say don't shop around. If you can get a better number somewhere else, go for it. Diversify your portfolio. If you have multiple books open, use multiple books. I'm just going to say that. 9 times out of 10, though, you're going to find the better options. You're going to find the better lines. You're going to find the better promotions at CoolBet. But sometimes if you could take advantage of a sleepy book, I'm not going to tell you not to do that. Go ahead. Do what you got to do.
That was true. He did say it was 1.5.
Yep. Yes. It's true.
Love that. It would have worked on CoolBet too, for the record, with that thing. So it's not like
absolutely exactly.
So they're saying. All right, so let's pivot to the total now in this game, because I want to, before you say it, I want to mention here that this was the game where it was on FanDuel. The under 20.5 was plus 100. On what is that book again? On BetMGM, under 22.5 is plus 100. Now I say that because I'm like, heck, I'll take the 22.5 full disclosure, but your bet's like, oh crap. Tell me what you got and why. Because someone's gonna be dead wrong here.
Someone's gonna get caught with their pants down here. Hopefully it's not me. Right, Mike?
Yeah, right.
But
jeez.
The thing for me is I already talked about the offense for Vancouver, and I think they're going to be hungry. And I get it. Christian Del Bianco and that.
Those blasted polar bears.
Did I get booted? Am I good now? Am I back?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So we're okay. Yeah, you're fully back. As soon as you start, okay, go ahead and start. Start again.
Unbelievable.
Those
Anyways,
massive polar bears.
I know they're getting me here. I get it. I talked about how motivated Vancouver's offense is to score, and I think that's a valid point. I would have made that point if I didn't think about it. I do think there's some validity to say, hey, Christian Delbianco is probably going to be pissed off this week and want to play better. He's totally right.
I know.
Hey, listen, the Vancouver defense is going to want to play better. I get that, and I understand. I think the task at hand is going to be a little bit difficult, though, because Halifax is averaging 13.1 goals over their last 6 games. Their offense has played much, much better since that loss to San Diego on the road. After that game against Calgary, where they won, and they've won 4 of their last 6 games, here's their goal totals. 14 against Calgary, 13 against Las Vegas, 13 against Toronto, 16 against Georgia, 8 against Philadelphia, a little bit of an anomaly there, and then 15 against Rochester. I get it. Rochester, their goaltending and defense is a little bit different. Vegas's goaltending and defense is a little bit different from Vancouver. But you know who also has a good defense like Vancouver? Toronto and Georgia. And they put up 13 and 16 against them. I think this could have the abilities to be a high-scoring game. I get it. The books are all over the place in this one. It is nuts. It's crazy. So, listen, someone's going to be right here. Someone's going to be wrong here. I'm willing to go out on a limb and say that I actually think that this should be a higher goal total here. And if I had to handicap it, I probably... What is it? Cool Bet's got it at 20. What is it? 21? 21?
Yeah.
21 even. I think 21 and a half, 22 solid. I think it should be there. It's just, I don't know why there is such a wide variance here. Maybe the other books are seeing what I'm seeing. Maybe the Cool Bears are seeing the 2 goalies and saying it's going to be a little bit lower here. I don't know.
The Frosty Bears. So the thing that threw me off was the plus 100. That was sleepy as it gets. Like, you don't look at other books and say, oh yeah, we'll also throw a plus 100. Like, no, you have to make your money. I'm asking, I don't think it's an arbitrage, but it feels very close to like how is that possible?
You could be close. You could be close there. I don't know. I don't know how that works either. That's something that's something that I don't really dive into.
Neil Doddridge says travel. Hall of Famer, right?
It is, yeah.
I knew that.
Sorry, what'd you say?
Neil Doddridge, Hall of Famer?
Not an NLL Hall of Famer, but NLL legend for sure.
Oh, that's because we don't do that in the NLL. I forgot about that. Sorry.
Yeah. Doddridge is right, though. Good Georgia backup goalie.
What?
Fair enough. Fair point.
Is he?
Fair point.
Huh? Oh,
he was saying,
yeah. Okay, for the Halifax game. Okay, so what the
for Halifax, sure. But I mean,
fair.
when like I said, fair point. But they did play Nick Rose in that game.
I was thinking this week,
against Halifax. So, but to that note about the time, it's a 6 p.m. local time for Vancouver.
Right.
Normally it would be a 7 p.m. local time. So it is a little bit earlier. So that whole home floor advantage, I think what he's trying to say is that it's not as late as normally it would be for that late game. Normally it'd be like feeling more like 10 o'clock for those guys. Now it's only really going to only feel like 9 o'clock local for those guys. And it's an earlier game for the West Coast guys. Like they're going to be like, they might not be able to get their pregame nap in today. So definitely a good note by Dodds. Dodds is absolutely on point. That's something that you definitely need to take into account there.
Not to harp on that anymore, but like the travel in the NLL matters more than it does in other leagues, if it helps people.
100% it does. 100%.
All right, so I wanted to mention my under, like, I guess if you weren't an over, you're like, okay, both these teams bounce back. Bro, this is a Warren Hill play for me. We know Delbianco will do his thing, no matter how much Vancouver scores. This is my Warren Hill bet this week. Like, under 22.5, I'll take the fact that it's 2 more than other books. We might get stuck on 22, hopefully, and we both get happy. But like, we're 21 because you can push. You don't care. No, I'm kidding. We'll give you a win. But like, something about that seemed fishy to me. And I'm telling you, Warren Hill has been awesome. And I also think last week against Rochester kind of inflated these numbers a little bit. And I think I'm predicting we're landing almost exactly 22 because I think Terafenko, Withers time 2, and Graham Hossick, that was a little bit, okay, wait a minute now. And Rochester's goalie Hutchcraft was not playing very well, so I think I feel good about this. It will be sweaty, though.
Of course it will. Of course it will. That's why I'm saying it's not an automatic. And if this line was set at 22.5, I mean, I probably would be taking the under with you. If it was, if it's at 22, it's probably a stay away. I just see an opportunity here where I think it's going to be in right around at that 22 mark.
I agree. Next up, San Diego, Georgia. Now, I want to get back to that weird book before you get to your bet here, which is a total, I believe. Yeah. So this is crazy. The only 2 half-goal props of the week, Trailer Clear and Ben McIntosh. I'm going to tell people a wild stat on. I am so close to adding Ben McIntosh over a half goal. And the reason is, he's only got 18 this year, right? Yeah, only 18. On the road, Pat, he had 3 against Philadelphia, 5 against Oshawa, 4 against Saskatchewan. And if there's a chance he pops off, even gets one, it's on the road. I know it's Dobson, but man, oh man. But go to your totals now.
Listen, this is 2 teams that struggle to score the ball and 2 teams that defend really well. Like this, maybe I'm falling into the trap here, Mike, but this is an under. This. I don't care what the number is. You could set this thing at 19.5, and I'm taking the under.
Which could set is on the US, yeah.
You could, but at Coolbet, it's set at 20.5.
Correct.
And I think this is a totally an under game. Last game, 7-5 against Toronto for San Diego, a 9-8 loss to Buffalo. Saskatchewan, 10-9. Vancouver, 9-7. Like, these are good offenses that Chris O'Reilly and this defense is stymieing. They're shutting the door. And then on the flip side, we're talking about one of the greatest defensive and goaltending seasons we've seen in recent memory. And you know what? Yeah, the offense is starting to click a little bit more. They scored 17 against Halifax. That game was insane. They scored 12 against Ottawa. But before that, 7 against Vancouver, 5 against Philly, 11 against Philly, 11 against Calgary. Like, I don't know. This seems like a 8-7 game to me.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's going to be a low scoring bout, and it's also a sleepy Sunday. It's a sleepy Sunday game.
Even worse, dude. Those are
right?
Those have been low. I feel like. I
sleepy
wish
Sunday in Georgia.
Yeah.
It's sleepy Sunday in Georgia, man. Like,
woo. So this year, Origlieri, I mean, what a bounce back he's had, by the way. Earlier in the year, I know I had a point earlier in the year where I'm thinking, oh yeah, it feels like Origlieri, like our whole thing was, will he play? They need him. And it's like, oh, he's not playing that well. The last half of the season, he's been really good again. So I'm glad that he has played, but San Diego, I keep saying they're 6-9 and they are 11th of the 6-9. So it's like they need a lot to go right. Winning this, like having 3 games left helps you, but like it doesn't look great for even if they win this game, it doesn't look great for them. Like Georgia's already got a playoff game, but maybe they want a home playoff game. I don't know if that matters to them. I'm sure it kind of does, but like a lot of these guys aren't even from Georgia. So this is interesting. I do agree. Like this game's like 9-7. It has to.
It has to be. It has to be. Here's the thing, Mike, too, is like you mentioned, it's hard to say like that they're done and out, but they pretty much have to win out. Do they not? And
they have to have things work for them. Like they're worse off than Halifax.
if they well, big time. They don't have tiebreakers in their hands at all. Actually, the only team I think they have tiebreakers against is Halifax right now. They could have the
God.
tiebreaker against Las Vegas because obviously they'll play. But for them, I think down this stretch, if they beat Georgia and then they sweep Las Vegas, they're going to be in at 9-9 because they're going to have tiebreakers against Ottawa. They're going to have actually, you know what? Actually, I take that back. They're actually in a good spot for tiebreakers. The issue for them is they got to go 2-1 or they got to go 3-0 to get that. If not, just looking like if they are to lose this game here, let's say, so they lose to Georgia, that gets them to an 8 and 10 record. Maybe they sneak in if Halifax beats Ottawa. No, they even get out. They even get out in that situation, according to Graham Parrow's. Yeah, because Ottawa would have a higher record. But man, it's tough, dude. It's tough for them. They're gonna have to run the table essentially, I think, if they want to guarantee themselves.
Oh, I think 9-9 at minimum. They have to figure it out. Yeah, they have to win three in a row here. So whatever.
That's tough. It's tough.
Let's move on to your final game here, Rochester Buffalo. Pat, Bennett's blowout or what?
Listen, the fine people of Rochester. I know a lot of folks tune in. Spencer, JT, love what they're doing.
Eddie Tabone,
love. Oh yeah, Eddie's the man. But this could be ugly. This could be ugly. The number is what, -2. I think I would bet it -3 up to be honest. I'd bet 2.5. I think this could be like a big time blowout for Buffalo.
Come on, man.
Oh my God. Okay. Maybe not quite that. And this is not a knock on Rochester. This is a Buffalo team that is finding their stride. They recognize that there is an opportunity that they can continue to climb up the standings, get that home playoff game, get that home floor advantage. And they remember earlier on in the year when they drove down the I-90 into Rochester and lost 12-9 and did not look good. And half the building, if not more, were their own fans. And they laid an egg on that turf. They're going to remember that. And I think they're going to want to return the favor. I think this could be a rout by Buffalo.
So it's funny because I said it like yesterday's show, I believe, on Creating the Narrative. Can you imagine if Rochester either wins this game or keeps it close and Buffalo goes on the 4-peat? Even if Rochester misses the playoffs, imagine the fans of Rochester, like the bragging rights they would have on this game. Like, I don't even think Buffalo wants that part of it.
Listen, I understand things have been tough in Roch, but again, that game against Oshawa, they look like they're turning things around. And then that Halifax, the way that Buffalo is shooting the ball now and the way that Rochester still hasn't figured things out in between the pipes.
Yeah.
I just think we see more goalie carousel in that game. And it doesn't matter how good Connor Fields and that offense looks. It doesn't matter how much better that defense is going to look. Until this goaltending tandem can prove that one guy can stay in cage for the full 60, I'm going to say I'm going against this team. And listen, I think at this point, it's best for them to lose the rest of the games this year, get as good as a draft pick as possible, and start worrying about the future. I'm not saying blow it up.
Right.
I'm not saying rebuild, but I don't think this team, what's the percentage? What did Graham Parrow put the percentage of this team getting into the postseason?
Oh, God.
3%? Woof. They have to beat Buffalo and then have to sweep Georgia and also hope that 9-9 record gets them. They've defied odds before getting into the playoffs. It's just, let's say they do get in, how confident are you as an 8 or a 7 seed of them knocking off Colorado or Vancouver or Saskatchewan or heck, even Buffalo? I don't know, man. I think that this team is close, and I've been very hard on this team because I think they're very close. But they're still not close enough where it's like, hey, let's just get into the playoffs and see what happens. I still think the team is flawed enough where they have to retool their defense. I think they got to think about maybe trading a piece, getting a different look on offense. And obviously the big thing is they need a starting goalie. They need a goalie that they can count of for not just 60 minutes, but 60 minutes in 18, 17 games, because that has not been the case for 3 seasons now. Like, it's tough. It's tough, Mike.
Buffalo's at a 57.4% to get a home game. Rochester's at 6.3 to make it. It's rough. San Diego's at 26.5 to make it, in case you're wondering earlier.
Okay.
And then Eli Hackett, this is a really good tweet. His reply to that was, Rochester loves to defy the odds just to lose in the first round. That's so terrible. Pat, we appreciate you, man. Here's the best bets. I know we got Gamble guys in mind on there too, but you've got, of course, Halifax, Vancouver, over 21. All your bets are very awesome odds for the people, by the way. Bennett's -2, right? San Diego, Georgia, under 20.5. CJ Curtis over 4 points. I love the push from you again. Curtis Dixon over 2.5 goals. I got Josh Byrne over 1.5 goals for the record at the other book. So I thought that was good. I looked at I think Josh Byrne he's been cooking. Andrew Cug, the Saskatchewan defense scares me, especially in the end of game they have to have at this point in their own heads. Against lefties, though, I think he's gonna be fine. They've been kind of giving up. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
It is. Hey, Mike, I appreciate you having me on the program. Keep up, I say it all the time, but I do mean it. Keep up the good work. We have one more week and then we're in the playoffs. So, I mean, I'm excited for it. This is one of my favorite parts of the weekend, coming on this program and having fun with you. But speaking of fun, if you want to have some fun tonight, at Coolbet right now, if you parlay over 4 points for CJ Curtis Dixon over 2.5 goals, comes out to +255. It's not an official play, folks, but you want to have a little fun here tonight. There you go. I love it. No free ads, but free ads, I guess. I guess I'm a walking free ad, to be honest with you. +250. It'd be a nice, fun way for you to sit down on your couch, listen to me, Matt, and Ashley blabber on about nothing, and then hopefully going into that late night game, you just have to sweat out a hat trick from Curtis Dixon.
Oh, man. Could be worse.
Could be worse for sure.
Could be worse for this finishing weekend. Have a good one, Pat. Tell Matt and Ashley that they're awesome and that Ashley's vibes are always immaculate, sir.
I will tell that, although I think she'll like that a bit too much and might blow up her ego a little more than it needs to be. But no, I'm kidding.
Get lost, Pat. Bye.
See you.
Woo! All right, folks, thank you for tuning in for that. And thank you, Pat Gregoire, for coming on again. He's awesome. It is 1:50 here on the East Coast. We have one more segment, though. It's Pick'em and Best Bets. Folks, Tim Dillon, for what it's worth, is catching me in our Pick'ems. And this week, in case you thought it couldn't get any closer, he has once again showed us what he is capable of. I'm scared. When we come back, it's Pick'em and Best Bets. Once again, you're watching Dilly Dive. Don't go anywhere.
You're listening to North American Talk Radio, the all-new talk radio station featuring sports, movies, politics, mental health, and more. Check us out at natalkradio.com and subscribe today. Buy event tickets straight from our website to help the cause and get tickets to your favorite events for less. That's natalkradio.com. Thanks for listening.
One final segment here on Daily Dive. It is time for our Pick'em and Best Bets. So Pick'em graphic, of course, we posted later, per usual. Currently, I have a 61-49 record. I lead the crew with a 55.45 percentage. Fun fact: I am better on my best bets percentage than Pick'em. That makes no sense to me. Captain is up to 45-38. Which is 54.22%. Tim Dillon, just 3 games behind me at 58-52. So this is crazy. Myself and Tim Dillon both have Toronto Rock to beat Ottawa. Captain is going with Ottawa. All 3 of us have Vancouver to beat Halifax. Myself and Captain have picked Oshawa to beat Calgary. Tim Dillon has got Calgary. So that is the first game Tim Dillon is against me on. The next one, all of us have Las Vegas to beat Philadelphia. Sorry, Wings fans. I picked the Rush to beat the Mammoth, Tim Dillon, and Cap and disagree. I think the Rush get back on track. They don't think so. Myself and Captain both pick Georgia. Tim Dillon has gone with San Diego. I could see that happening, to be fair. I just don't know if the Seals offense will step up. It hasn't done so all season. Also, myself and Captain have picked Buffalo. Tim Dillon went with Rochester. I mean, this is unbelievable. This guy thinks he's just going to take over the Pick'em title. I can't believe it. So hopefully he falls flat on his face. But man, oh, wow. Guitar smashing season tonight. He means he thinks the Black Bears are going to beat the Rock. That was, of course, was Troy commenting. Now, once again, our best bets, folks. And here they are. The standings, even though our records are, the way they are, Pat Gregoire is at 60.56 percentage. Gamble Guys at 58.23, and I am at 56.25. Pat Gregoire leading the way has, of course, the Thunderbirds Warriors over 21. Bandits to cover 2 goals against Rochester. San Diego, Georgia under 20.5. CJ Kirst over 4 points, and Curtis Dixon over 2.5 goals. All those odds available at Cool Bets. Gamble Guy went with the Rock money line against Ottawa. He picked the Warriors to cover based on Cool Bets. I'm going to give him a money line, but if he wants to cover, I'll switch it back. But I did text him, and he has not responded to that just yet. Yeah, so he did text me and said literally 4 minutes ago that he would rather have the money line. So there you go. He will take Warriors money line against Halifax. -150 on Bet365. Rochester, Buffalo under 24.5. Calgary, Oshawa under 23.5. I like both of those. I meant to put up the FanDuel odds. I didn't put them. I apologize for that for the Rochester Buffalo game. Desert Dogs money line against the Wings. And then, of course, Rush money line and Swarm money line. For me, I went with the Vancouver Warriors money line against the Thunderbirds. I think they will beat them. I also think this game goes under 22.5. I do think this game lands right at 21 or 22, and I think we'll sweat it, but we will be okay. I think Warren Hill and Del Bianco will rule the day there. Desert Dogs money line against the Wings, minus 130 on Bet365. A little bit too steep, in my opinion. I think Wings are not that good. I think they will show to be not that good. The lower bowl is almost sold out, which I do love to see. We'll see how it looks tomorrow. Josh Byrne over 1.5 goals against Rochester, and Andrew Q over 1.5 goals against Saskatchewan. Both of those are on Bet365. Well, week 20 is here. We hope you guys have a safe weekend. Once again, don't drink and drive. Stay safe as always. Hope you guys just have fun watching lacrosse and doing whatever you guys do. It's been fun. We'll see you guys Monday for overreactions. Oh my gosh, folks, we're nearing the end of the regular season. Once again, we're almost 4 regular seasons in for Dilly Dive. We appreciate you guys tuning in. So again, we'll see you back here Monday, same time, same place, North American Talk Radio on YouTube, barring the technology saves us once again. And I am Michael Karvelis. This has been Dilly Dive. Enjoy your weekend.